Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right. You can't see who our guest is yet, can you?
I cannot.
All right, stand by.
You are traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop is Off the Cuff Paranormal. Join us every Friday at 8 p.m. on the NPI YouTube channel.
And hello there, folks. I'm the main guy, so I'm going to look a little bit big here. Mike's going to look a little bit small. Just the way we got it set up here, folks. So, there's a reason why, and that's because we got guests coming on. Now, I'm going to check this layout and see if I can change. Oops, hang on. I'm going to check this layout and see if I can change this layout to a little bit different. How about I do this? Okay, well, we'll see how it comes up. Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. And I'm assuming everybody will pop on eventually and find us here. But this is our Christmas special, isn't it?
It certainly is. I actually have a guest here beside us too.
You got a guest there too?
Yeah.
Who's your guest? Oh no! Oh no! Elf. Well, you couldn't ask for a better guest, guys. You couldn't ask for a better guest. All right. Well, while we're waiting for people to join us here, you can always go back and watch this out. We are going to talk about Christmas, of all things, tonight, since tomorrow is Christmas Eve. But we have a special guest coming on and joining us tonight. And I'd like to add that person now. And, well, we'll let her introduce her. Okay? Stand by.
It's me!
Hello, Kay.
I have a guest.
You have a guest too. Who's your guest?
It's Finn.
Oh my God, we have a guest there and we have an elf. I'm the only one that doesn't have a guest. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
but mine talks.
We have things in four main food groups: candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
And pickles.
Well, folks, as you can see, we brought in Kay Thornton. She is one of the founders of our sister group. Hello, Amy, Faculty X Investigations. Kay, say hello.
Hello, Kay.
It's a real pleasure to have you on board because we've never done a try. It's almost like a try wizard cup thing, you know. Actually, never done this before, so this is a first for me and Mike. Usually, it's just us two on here. As you can see, if I sit forward, my head disappears on my screen. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, so tonight's topic of all things is Christmas. Being that tomorrow's Christmas, and I know. Well, not tomorrow's not Christmas. I mean, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Let me restate that. And you know, Christmas has a lot of ties to, in a roundabout way, to the paranormal field. I mean, at least what I'm finding. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, we don't do a lot of investigations at Christmas, but I mean, for me, there's one big thing that stands out ever since I was a little kid. It's a Christmas Carol, so has ties to ghost stories.
True.
I
Hey,
told you.
sorry, Amy just wrote, we are talking about ghosts of past, present, future, question mark. Well, not just that, Amy, not just that. Okay, where do you stand with the tie? Do you feel that there's a tie to Christmas and the paranormal?
I think it's been going on for a long time. I mean, you go back in the day and you didn't have TVs, you didn't have the entertainment. The days were very short, the nights were very long. People had to entertain themselves. So I think what started off as folklore and telling the tales of the time, they just got more spooky as the telling of the tales went on. So I think it's something, the paranormal, ghost stories, the long winter nights. I think it's just been a natural progression to where we are now. I mean, back in England, we used to have the traditional Christmas ghost story on TV. I don't know whether you had it over here.
It depends on which one you're talking about.
I don't know. I mean, Christmas ghost stories from back in England, they could have been told by anybody about anything. They just started at night and everybody sat around, the either TV watching it or perhaps the radio and listening to the stories. So that was kind of traditional back in England. This is Rogue, by the way. This is my puddy cat.
It doesn't look like the regular rook I see.
Rogue. Rogie.
Oh, rogue.
Oh, there he is.
Well, okay, let me start off this. I'm going to have a quick little read here, something I found. And then we'll step back to you, Mike, and we can go from there. So I'm not going to read the upper part of this. I'm just going to read what I found. Okay, it says, so the very first Christmas, the birth of Jesus didn't connect to pagan rituals in Jesus's lifetime, or even soon after he died. Early Christians didn't seem much interested in his birth, actually, finding other parts of his life more significant. Only 2 of the 27 books in the New Testament mention the Nativity. The Gospels of Luke and Matthew were written more than 80 years after Jesus' birth and don't mention the actual day of his birth. The first Christmas feast held on December 25th was in Rome in 336 AD, after Christianity had become the empire's official religion. Perhaps the date was chosen as a way of overriding the winter solstice with a Christian celebration. Solstice songs were transformed into early versions of the Christmas carols we sing today. St. Augustine insisted Jesus intentionally chose the solstice to be born. He therefore, who bent low and lifted us up, chose the shortest day, yet the one whence light begins to increase. He's supported by a Bible scholar who maintained Jesus was conceived on March 25th, the spring equinox, which would fit a December 25th birth. Christmas has always been a popular holiday in the Middle Ages. It was overshadowed by the Epiphany, which commemorates the visit of the 3 wise men. It gained prominence after 800 AD when Charlemagne was crowned emperor of the Holy Roman Empire on Christmas Day. In 17th century England, the Puritan government banned Christmas outright for 18 years. Wow. Claiming it was a wasteful, sinful festival that went against true Christian values. Christmas Mass was a punishable offense, as were hanging, holly, dancing, and feasting. In fairness to the Puritans, Christmas looked a lot different than when it does now. Back then, Drunks, often dressed as the opposite gender, would roam the streets, knocking on doors, demanding to be fed, and threaten to vandalize the houses of anyone who refused. Christmas was
Well,
generally
nothing's changed.
Christmas was generally celebrated for the full 12 days of the Epiphany, with some people going on spectacular two week benders. The ban proved highly unpopular, and many continued their celebrations behind closed doors, but disapproval spread to the colonies, and Christmas was prohibited in New England until 1681. Anyone caught celebrating was fined a whopping 5 shillings. Needless to say, although it outlasted the Puritans, Christmas remained frowned upon for decades in some parts of America and didn't become a legally recognized federal holiday until 1870. By that time, the Victorians had revolutionized the Yuletide season, steering it away from the body, reveling towards gift giving with many of the recognizable symbols and rituals we know today. Little history of Christmas. But it goes further back than that, doesn't it?
I guess the Christian sort of stuff just goes back to Jesus. I mean, when the Romans basically wanted the bums on the seats, so let's incorporate the pagan festivals with the new religion, and how can we do that? Well, let's nick their Yule festival, let's nick the solstice. It's a good time. Yeah, we'll have him born 25th of December. 20 sounds good to you? Yeah, sounds good to me. All right, we'll pencil that in then.
But you hit the nail on the head. It goes back to the pagans.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So where do you stand on this, Mike? Because you're awful quiet up there in the corner. I can see you. Your mind is clicking away.
Oh, I got Google open beside me, because that's my encyclopedia. I don't have a K over here to, inform me. So yeah, I mean, basically what you guys were talking about, it goes back to pagan and the winter solstice, and the darkest day of the year was seen by many as a time when the dead would have particularly good access to the living.
Sorry, say that again.
The darkest day of the year was seen by many as a time when the dead would have a particularly good access to the living.
Really?
Yeah. And Christmas as a holiday has a cocktail of elements that invite ghosts.
Well, I know it has a cocktail.
Spirits. It's those spirits.
No, well, okay. So if you drink too many spirits, you're going to see too many ghosts. I can maybe see that. But what do they mean by that? Like, I mean, I know, okay, yeah, okay, you know what I mean. Without the alcohol.
No, it's true. It is actually to do with alcohol. It says rum punch and a few tall tales.
So it has nothing to do with the thinning of a veil like we talk about during Halloween. No,
it's just getting drunk. I kind of like this theory. I'm drunk, so I'm seeing ghosts, man.
Well, I can swear in my time I have seen many odd things while I've been drunk, or at least believed I'd seen many odd things while I was drunk.
That's where the whole saying "it's the most wonderful time of the year" came from.
So true. So okay, I mean, being born and raised in Canada, I always followed a certain set of, I guess, a certain set of standard kind of traditions that we do. You were basically born and raised in Canada, weren't you, Mike?
Yes.
So did you follow the standard set?
Yeah, basically what I know of as Christmas today. Yeah, yes. I mean, you have Christmas Eve where you kind of do like the sort of
From-
celebratory stuff, right? You know, family gathering, exchanging gifts, but not opening gifts. Now, I know there's different ways of doing it, but some people do opening and exchanging gifts on Christmas Eve. Sometimes they do it right at midnight. I've always done it Christmas morning, but it's
Yeah.
all to do with, you know, family gathering and exchanging gifts.
Sure. Now we go over to the other side of the pond. That one down there, over there. Well, yes, Mike, you got it over. No,
I have to, because my camera's backwards, so I
I
can.
have to go over like this. Here's the story.
I'm in a store and I'm singing.
Sorry.
So, Kay, what about you? I mean, did you do the usual traditions, or was there anything abstract besides that?
Oh, me. Right.
Traditions, Kate. Traditions.
Traditions, right.
We're listening. We're listening.
You're listening. So, when I was about 12 years old, I suddenly got this bee in my bonnet that I was really going to go into the whole let's go to church thing. So I tended to like to drag mum and dad to church with me, and we had the midnight carol service. So they humoured me. They came with me. Believe it or not, I was the head server. I actually carried the crucifix in the church.
You were that one walking around with the post and the little cross.
His head's dropped off, but yes, he's headless. Nearly headless Nick. So no, we actually used to go. I don't know what he's doing. So we actually used to go around the hospital first for all the people that were in hospital, and we'd sing Christmas carols, and then we'd go back to the church and we'd sample some of the wine to make sure it was okay. And then after the church service, we'd sample a bit more of the wine that was left over.
This is where the spirits are coming into play.
Oh, it was full of Christmas spirit, I can tell you. And then, so usually about 4 o'clock in the morning, you'd be banging on parents' doors. Has he been yet? Has he been yet? And you'd wake the whole household up, and everybody would run downstairs and rip open the presents, and mum would be banished to the kitchen to do the Christmas dinner, and dad would sit and, well, actually, dad didn't really drink, 1 or 2 maybe, but, we just sort of all mucked in. So we didn't really have traditions per se. It was just sort of the usual road. If, that's what we did. It was just open your presents in the morning, have a jolly good time, listen to the Queen's speech, which will change this year because it'll be the King's speech.
That should be interesting.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. I mean, for yourself over in England and stuff like that. I mean, you did what was rather comfortable and usual for you guys. Did you notice anything like between there and here? Was there any drastic changes in how kind of Christmas was done?
Snow. We have snow. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of opening a few Christmas presents. Christmas Eve here, usually it's pajamas, I've noticed. People tend to give brand new pajamas on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So, you can wake up in the morning, have your picture taken, all looking nice and festive, and before you tuck into the rest of stuff.
Another one is actually books. I've heard of books that you give your kids a book and then they take it to bed to read Christmas night before they wake up Christmas morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I never knew that.
As he
Yeah.
said. No, he said.
I'm just trying to go back and do something here, folks. So keep babbling away for a minute. I'm sending a message. Not to you guys though.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Yeah, Amy, you commented.
I
my
can't
elf
see
was
any of
singing out of his butt. Yes, it's true. He has a pole, and he does sing out through his butt. What's he?
Cotton-headed ninny buggins.
He just said he's a cotton-headed ninny buggins.
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
So the another thing, I mean, now it goes farther back into the, like, I know that Kay, you know a little bit more about the paganism side of things than most of us do. Even Christmas goes back, or the idea of it goes back into the whole pagan realm of things long before anything else, doesn't it? I mean, to a point.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
paganism has been going on from whenever people started to worship idols, I guess, or the earth, the trees, you know, I mean, all those things, and especially around, you know, autumn. So, you know, you've got the equinoxes and that, and the harvest festivals. And then you've got the Holly King going into, and then, you know, Ivy and what's he called? The Green Man. So you've got the whole sort of war between the one going out and the one coming in, and the whole wheel turning, you know, of the seasons. So yeah, it's gone back a long, long time.
And it just really just kind of changed just to fit the times, didn't it?
It did, but not only that. I mean, there's so many pagan symbols within the Christian celebration of Christmas as well. One of the things I find quite amusing, I don't know whether you can see these little guys behind me.
A little hard, but
little Christmas baubles. These ones actually happen to be Gryffindor and Slytherin. Yeah, I've got my Harry Potter tree up. He's got a tree. Look. This is not my Christmas tree. My Christmas tree is over there.
This is my son's Christmas tree.
I would like to have done a Christmas tree, but then Faye would have been asleep in the background. So, okay. So I just want to come up. I mean, Mike, you probably did some research on this. Did you happen to find anything in your searching on Google that happened to state how Christmas is celebrated around the world?
No.
I did. Well, I'm going to name off a few, and you tell me what you guys think of these. Iceland, okay? 13 Yule lads. In Iceland, Christmas includes a blend of religious and regional folklore. Traditions like gift giving are familiar, but instead of a single Santa Claus, Icelandic children are visited by 13 trolls known as the Yule lads. Each troll leaves either sweets or rotten potatoes each night, depending on whether or not the child has been on their best behavior or not. Yes, Kay, you don't have to raise your hand.
So I don't know. I mean, you know, I watch all these really geeky sort of shows, so I don't know whether you've actually watched Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
The newer one, no.
No, well, there's actually one episode where the Yule lads actually come into it and they try and steal off with the baby, with Grelda. I can't remember her name. Begins with G, and she actually brings the Yule lads with her as little spirit imps. They're actually children who have been abandoned or died, and she collects them all together. So they're not the trolls.
Well, let me show you what they look like.
Ah,
That's what the trolls look like in Icelandic.
Yum yum.
Oh, Amy. Amy's on a roll.
Oh,
You should see the screenshot.
you should see the screenshots I'm getting with your dolls and thing hand.
Oh dear, we're in trouble. Okay, so we have the Icelandic. Philippines, which is kind of cool. The city of San Fernando is known locally as the Christmas capital of the Philippines, thanks to its colorful, glowing apparel of star ornament. The ornament is central in the giant lantern festival, which began in the early 1900s, but really took off in 1931 when the city got electricity. Each neighborhood fashions its own massive lantern through a collective effort, and all the lanterns are fastened together before Christmas. That's kind of cool. There was one. Now, I got to bring this up. And I'm just going to say where it is. And the first one that figures out what I'm talking about wins
Raise their thing.
Austria.
Oh, what's his pickle? The arg.
What's his pickle? You're pretty close there.
Yeah, on the 5th of December. Not Santa Claus. He's the God, brain's gone.
Any idea, Mike?
No, because I'm looking up Austria, how they celebrate Christmas. I don't see anything about it. Ah! Ah! I don't know
I'll give it away. Krampus.
Krampus, that's him. That's a jolly fellow.
Okay.
Oh, he licks children.
Huh?
Yeah, he licks children. He's got a great big long.
No, I should I even ask why he licks children? I think he should be arrested. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you look at the pictures of him. He's got this great big long tongue.
Well, he does, but I thought he was supposed to take the children that were bad to wherever he's from. Does he take them to? Does he take them to Austria? Like,
so one of the less festive Christmas legends is the story of Krampus, Santa's evil counterpart, who Austrian children believe will whisk them away in a basket if they're naughty. Each year, people dress up in their scariest Krampus costumes and terrify onlookers in Hollaburn Market Square.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole legend of Krampus. Mike, if you can find the legend of Krampus, that would be really cool.
Did you not read it on FX? I posted it on FX.
You did. You're right. Yes.
I did.
Oh, well, then you can find it too.
No, because if I actually come off this, then I'm completely lost.
Oh,
you know what I like with technology.
Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic figure in the Central and Eastern Alpine folklore of Europe, who during the Advent season scares children who have misbehaved. Yes, he's assisting St. Nicholas or Santa Claus. The pair visit children on the night of 5th of December, with St. Nicholas rewarding the well-behaved children with modest gifts such as oranges, dried fruit, walnuts, and chocolate, while the badly behaved ones only receive punishment from Krampus with birch rods.
He's got a long tongue. Let me find him.
Yeah, I got it. Here, hang on, I'm going to turn my...
Well, this guy sounds really pleasant. Oh, lovely.
Yum, yum.
Yeah. So, but you still didn't tell me why he licks kids.
Well, okay. I actually don't see anything about licking kids, but I'll get back to you on this.
It looks like he's licking that one.
It does look like he's licking that one. You're right. Oh boy.
Does he actually eat kids?
No, he takes them.
So he just takes them and stores them in a cell somewhere.
Yeah. Oh wow. In some Krampus, he has sexual overtones and he is pictured pursuing buxom women.
He's doing what?
He's going after very voluptuous women.
Oh, buxom.
Mm.
Well, yeah. I guess it all depends on which Krampus you're talking about.
Yeah, so he appears in the folklore of Austria, Bavaria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Hungary, Northern Italy, the autonomous province of Trento, and South Tyrol, Slovakia, and Slovenia.
But not in BC.
No, it says North American Krampus celebrations are a growing phenomenon.
Wow. Well, I guess it's Krampus. So, is in theory, Krampus is having a lot better time recently than he ever had in the past. I mean, I know, well, maybe not the younger kids, but I know a lot of kids that maybe they don't need to be licked. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't find anything about the licking thing here. Okay, I think you're pulling our tail.
I'll find it. You know I will.
Kay's looking for the liquor. Okay.
He has a hairy, usually brown or black, and has cloven hooves and horns of a goat. His long pointed tongue lolls out, and he has fangs. That's all it says anything about a tongue. I don't know.
I'll find it. One thing that we used to get is a piece of coal in our stockings if we've been bad.
I still do.
You still get
He still does.
Yeah. I don't know where my wife gets it. I mean, Santa gets it.
Mrs. Claus there, Mike?
No, just this guy.
Okay, so I got another one. Catalonia, Cango Tio. Cango Tio is certainly one of the world's more unusual Christmas traditions. Cango Tio is a log that children feed scraps of food as a show of gratitude. Cango Tio pops out presents when children hit it with a stick while singing the traditional Cango Tio song. So I got to show you these little buggers. They're cute. So I'm going to show you. That's the Cango Tio.
Uh-huh.
Oops. Did I lose something here? Hang on. Oh, there we go. Cango Tio. Let's see here. There was a. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see here. Okay, Wales. This you might know. Translated as Grey Mare, the Mary Lwyd LWYD tradition dates back before the adaptation of Christianity. Revelers craft a horse using an actual horse skull, then decorate it, give it reins and bells, drape it in a white cloth, and affix it to a pole. Taking the horse door to door, they challenge their neighbors to a traditional Welsh insult contest known as holy Christ, PWNCO. Not unlike the festival rap battle. A festive rap battle. Oh, that would be interesting. Who is that yelling at my door? Hey, shush, it's the festive rap battle.
Well, you know, the Welsh, the Welsh are Welsh.
The Welsh.
The Welsh are Welsh.
The Welsh.
Okay, so there's one more I wanted to touch base with because it brings up something that really is kind of interesting. About 500,000 fires rage in the capital city of Guatemala on December 7th every year. It's tradition for families to create an effigy of the devil and set it on fire that night. This tradition has become so common that the government really recently asked residents to cut back on their torchings for environmental reasons. And that is, they celebrate that. They do that on December 7th before Christmas, I guess, to get rid of any evil spirits and stuff before that. I thought it would just be easier to open up the bottle and drink it all, but I mean, but now
That is a good way to get rid of spirits. You're right. Who needs a ghost trap? Just open the bottle of booze.
Just open the bottle.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Which leads me to a question. Do you think, either one of you, do you think that there's any validity to doing paranormal investigations at times like whether it's Halloween, whether it's Christmas, whether it's New Year's, all that kind of stuff?
I was thinking about that before, actually. I think Christmas is a time when a lot of people start thinking about the loved ones that have passed.
Yeah.
You know, they start to remember them, because they're not there anymore. Maybe they go to church, maybe they go up the cemetery. In fact, actually, I think that's one of the things that for a while we did. I seem to remember as a child going up the cemetery. I think we went to my grandma's grave or something like that. So I think people start to consider the dead loved ones. Now, whether that opens up a gate, not so much a gateway, I'm not talking a portal, but whether it encourages the spirits of dead loved ones to come a little bit closer, or is that just something that we like to think that they are there with us, you know, during this time? Or do we, in fact, you know, entice them to come to us because we are thinking of them?
Yeah, I think so. I think so for sure. It's you usually have really fond memories in most cases of a loved one that's no longer with you. And, you know, there is some people believe that, you know, just thinking about someone so much can possibly manifest that spirit into being. So, like if you had a parent that you were super close to, and, you know, at Christmas you have great memories about them, and, you know, you think about them all the time, and then maybe you manifest.
You get a visitation.
Yeah.
A visitation, yeah. I mean, we do that at Halloween. You know, I mean, they say if you put a candle in the window at Halloween, because that's when the veil is thinner. You know, you're welcoming the spirits in. So why not at Christmas time? Why not, you know, when you're actually thinking about your dead loved ones, those ones, or are you actually welcoming the spirits back to come and join you?
Well,
Yeah.
it does bring up one thing in Finland I just found. About 3 out of 4 Finnish families spend part of their Christmas Eve in a cemetery. The tradition is actually not as morbid as it sounds. It's about celebration more than mourning. Families place candles at the graves of loved ones, or at special memorials to honor the deceased who are buried elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can understand all that. That ties right hand in hand with what you guys were just saying. I mean, I think that any time that you are going to remember loved ones and stuff, I guess it does act as a beacon, I guess. So yeah, I guess. But you know, that being said, do you feel it would improve an investigator's chances of getting results at any given place if they were to choose that time of year to do that?
I don't know. I think it would depend on the location and all the circumstances surrounding it. I mean, if you're doing an investigation of a historical location, I don't think the chances are very high of anything any other time of year. But if you're doing someone's home, possibly there'd be a greater chance of something occurring. But it's hard to say, of course, right? I mean, we really don't do a lot of investigations this time of year. It's more about being with family than investigating. So it's interesting.
I
Okay.
mean, it's the sort of thing perhaps you could leave a voice recorder out, you know, and see if you pick something up, ask questions, and then just say, you know, if there is anybody, you know, that has joined me, that is here, if you want to leave a message, see if you pick anything up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, what about
Oh, burnt toast. That was another tradition. We always had burnt toast, not intentionally, but somebody always burnt the toast Christmas morning.
well, that's because they were still suffering from the spirits the night before.
I'm thinking burnt toast. Isn't that a sign that someone's having a stroke? Or is that
That's
not burnt toast?
the whole family just had a stroke. Why? Because they all smell burnt toast. Now we have lots of spirits. Oh crap. Okay, so I actually have heard of that one, Kay. You're the first person I ever heard that's actually done that, but people have
I've never
mentioned
heard of
it.
that. I've never heard of that ever.
Oh, well, I heard of that, but I actually haven't heard about it out here. I've only heard about it back east. So maybe it just never made it out past Saskatchewan or something. I don't know.
The mountains keep a lot out, Daryl.
That's why the prairies are there in between.
Well, there you go. What about now? The movies that are out there
Die Hard.
that depict, sorry, I'm just watching the Elf wave. That depict
Speaking
the
of
ghost.
movies,
Not Elf though, not yet. That depict the oh god, little hats running back and forth. I just do my fingers, my rabbit ears. That depict the three ghosts, like for instance, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Christmas Carol.
Or Christmas Carol, yes, exactly, the Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Do you find that movie? I mean, I love the movie. I mean, I the one with Alistair Sims in it. I mean, by far, that's the best one I've ever watched. I mean, it is. I think the original. Yeah, not Mickey Mouse. No.
Okay, I love the Disney Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol version. I adore it. But and Alistair, I'd like that one too. But my favorite is still Scott.
Scott.
Oh my God.
Oh, George C. Scott.
George C. Scott.
Really?
Yep.
I couldn't watch that one. I mean, I could, but eh.
I mean,
like
I'm not
Alistair.
going to say. I'm definitely not going to say it was like Patrick Stewart.
The only reason I'm asking is, Amy wrote the Muppets Christmas Carol is the best.
Oh, the Muppets
Yes.
Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Kermie. What I'm thinking is like the Christmas ghosts. I mean, I've heard people say that, you know, they've actually seen ghosts from the past that pop up. But do you believe that in this time of year, I mean, although we were just talking about the veil being a little bit thinner, that these Christmas ghosts that show up to people, is there a possibility that they're from the future and the present? I mean, do you actually think that's plausible?
Do you want me to get my diagram out again?
No, your diagram was confusing enough the first time I looked at it, Kay.
You should have seen Daryl's on his second head. His first one exploded.
Get rid of the dust there.
I mean, if you think about the Christmas Carol, the actual story, it's death is the Christmas of yet to come. Is
Yes.
death.
Yes.
Right. So is death the future? Yeah, I guess everyone's going to face death. So yes,
Or
I
is
guess.
it just the beginning?
Oh God, now she's just.
You know what? You get one of these. He said, "Does someone need a hug?"
Or I'll just post up what Amy said.
Miss Piggy about to beat up Michael Caine with a turkey.
Oh, now I've got visions of Joey with a turkey on his head.
Okay, so if you guys could name one movie that would be the best, that would, it signifies Christmas to you, which movie would it be, Mike?
Need I say more?
Hang on, I gotta go out and get my 10-foot pole, okay?
Because Christmas perhaps didn't come from a store. Christmas perhaps meant a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to sick Cindy Lou on him.
I got Buddy. I got Buddy.
Cindy Lou Who.
Cindy Lou Who was no more than 2.
Woo-hoo.
You don't want. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. Okay. What?
The Wizard of
What?
Oz.
Huh?
The Wizard of Oz.
The
And
Wizard of Oz for
Yeah,
Christmas
and
music?
the reason is it was played in the UK right from me being tiny. Every Christmas day, The Wizard of Oz was on. And one year they didn't put it on, and there was a public outcry.
Wow.
So The
Wow.
Wizard of Oz is, to me, the ultimate Christmas movie, unless you call Die Hard, which is also a Christmas movie. But yeah, Wizard of Oz.
Wow. Okay.
Because it was just there every Christmas day for me.
I'm really surprised nobody ever said Die Hard.
I did.
Did you?
Well, yeah, Kate did. I mean, and
Frequently.
to
I
be
didn't
fair, it is such a polarizing one where people believe it to be a Christmas movie or not.
I know.
Like-
even Bruce Willis said in an interview, "It's not a Christmas movie."
I know. I mean, it takes place on Christmas. Is it Christmas Eve or no? I guess it's earlier
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve.
Nakatomi Buildings.
Nakatomi Plaza. Yeah. I mean,
it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off the Nakatomi building.
That's. I would.
I mean, if that's the case, then Gremlins is a Christmas movie too.
Isn't that more like ho, ho, ho? Okay, so I think for me, if I were to pick a movie, I'm stuck. I got two. I got two. Oh my God. Has the angel in it.
Miracle on 34th Street?
Yes. Okay, so Miracle on 34th Street is one. But I have to say the other one, and I see it every year, Home Alone.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
I like both of 1 and 2.
Yes. It just there's those good movies. There's those good movies. Something that Amy just wrote.
Yes. The Grinch. I mean, yeah, the Grinch to me, it just epitomizes Christmas, what it's all about, what it's supposed to be all about.
Yeah, it does. It does. So I have here, where is it here?
Do you know I've never seen Miracle on What's It Street?
You know what, Kate? I haven't either.
If you've never watched Miracle on 30, you know what the funny thing is? Now that has, oh my God, if I can remember the actor, I'm having a brain fart.
It's better than a normal fart.
It depends on which way it comes out. I'll think of it. But anyway, there's a couple of books, and some books are things. So a few books just for people if they want to read a Christmas ghost story. One is Christmas's Spooky Heritage. Of course, The Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens, 1843. That was a long time ago. There's another one called Bizarre Cards. These are all books that you can actually look up online and find. Christmas's Supernatural Roots. And those are just a few little ghost stories that you can read at Christmas. You can actually listen to them online if you want. You can go and listen to them online, which is kind of cool. So there's lots of different things that you can listen to. Now, a couple spooky ghost stories. If you're into the spooky ghost stories, of course, once again, Christmas Carol always comes up at the top of the line.
Spooky.
The Old Nurse's Story by Elizabeth Gaskell, 1852. It's a Victorian ghost story.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's 1852. I highly doubt you would have heard of it.
I mean, I was 10, so.
A classic Gothic Victorian ghost story blent with ancestral secrets, organ music, and a seriously haunted house. So that one might be interesting. Horror, The True Tale by John Berwick, Harwood, 1861. The slow burning suspense of this tale is enough to make your hair curl or turn white overnight, just like the narrator. Another one, Bring Me a Light by Jane Margaret Hooper, 1861. Snow White's stepmother got nothing on the vengeful Lady Henrietta. The story details how her evil deeds poisoned her family home for the celebrations.
I could do that if I cooked.
Oh dear. Okay, so Ghosts Summoned. The Ghost Summons by Ada Buisson, Busson, 1868. The doctor is hired to witness a man's final hours. There's The Kit Bag by Algernon Blackwood, 1908.
Algernon.
Huh?
Algernon.
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 Okay, so you know
Personally.
him. There's Between the Lights, E.F. Benson, 1912. The Dead by James Joyce, 1914. These are all Christmas ghost stories, believe it or not. Smee by A.M. Burridge,
Mr. Smee.
1931. Dark Christmas by Janet Winston, 2013. In this contemporary tale of idyllic Christmas vacation, hang on, spit, Daryl. In this contemporary tale, an idyllic Christmas vacation is troubled by the appearance of a manager and footsteps in the empty. God. Yeah. So those are some of the stories. If you're interested, you can look some of those up. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Just some things you might want to listen to.
Do you know what I find really, really creepy? Is that this one night in the year, you tell your kids that this man that's dressed in red is going to land on your roof. He's going to come down your chimney in the middle of the night and leave presents. I mean, do you know how terrifying that is? To think that somebody is going to break into your house. I mean, it's like getting a kid to go and sit on Santa's lap. You know, you tell them, don't talk to strangers all year, don't talk to strangers, but you can go and sit on his lap. Hell no.
But he's so jolly.
No, he's not.
Mike's never going to sit on Santa's lap again. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry.
Not unless I have a few spirits first.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. All right.
Kay, you're right. You're right, Kay. It is absolutely terrifying. As a kid, I was actually trying not to think about that fact that there was some big fat man coming to my house. Never mind the fact that my chimney went to a gas fireplace, so I don't even know how he got out of it. It was actually, I tried to focus more on the fact that trying to figure out how the reindeer were going to line up on my roof. You know, I tried to figure that part out. Never mind the fat man. It's distraction, really. It's distraction.
They hovered, dude. They hovered. They're hover deer.
Well, we had a gas fire as well. So how did it get in our house?
It becomes a big fireplace by magic, don't you know?
Don't you know? I don't have a fireplace here. So how did the presents get here?
He uses the mouse hole.
I have a mouse.
You didn't know you had a mouse hole, Kay?
I didn't know I had a mouse.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, in Canada we call it moose.
We have a mouse. The cat's looking at me going, we have a mouse?
Kay, in Canada we call them moose.
A moose?
You got a moose hole.
A moose.
You got a moose hole.
A moose loose in the hoose.
It's no wonder Santa can fit through that damn thing. You got a moose hole.
I got a moose hole.
Oh my God.
Where's it all?
Oh God. I know we didn't go too far into the too many histories of Christmas, because I mean, how far can you really go into the whole thing when you have Elf running around and the thing on Kay's head?
Amy wants to say that moose in Norwegian is actually mouse, just so we know.
I was just going to say to Kay, watch it, Kay, you have a thing on your head. But guys, listen, I mean, this show has been fun. I mean, we just had a lot of laughs tonight. And, you know, we mentioned some books and talked a little bit here and there about different things. You know, we're looking forward to the new year, because the new year is going to bring a whole realm of other conversations and right back into depth paranormal stuff, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Sure. And you never know who we're going to have as a guest, and we might have you back again at some point in time. Okay, well, we'll always have you back again. Yeah, that one right over. No, over. Damn it, over there, down there. Do. See, it's so easy.
What about the traditions for New Year's Eve? Hogmanay and first footing.
Yeah,
I think that involves a lot more spirits.
And coal.
Yeah, I think New Year's is like, I mean, the best part about New Year's is the temperature starts to warm up, and we're able to actually get out and do more investigations.
Sure.
Hey, our first investigation is coming up on the 5th, so it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a lot of people too. So, folks, once again, it's near the end of the night. And Kay, you know what? Thank you so much for joining us here on Off the Cuff. It's always a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you.
I think Alp is saying thank you too. and yes, Thing and the other snowy guy who's just ahead. Amy says, great show, guys. Lots of fun. Merry Christmas to you guys. All the best to you and the families.
Guess what? I love you. I love you. I love you.
God. On that note, folks, from all of us here at NPI, myself,
And me, Mike.
yeah, that guy, yeah, from MPI, the whole family at MPI,
Remember FX?
and Kay,
Remember humbug?
and Faculty X, we want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Have the best, and don't worry about any spirits haunting you. Just drink them up, enjoy, and have a lot of fun. Guys, Merry Christmas all. Happy New Year, and we'll see you again, in about a week or so.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas, guys. Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot. We'll see you all later. And good night from
Good
Off
night.
the Paranormal. Night night.
Bye.
Yeah, you're done, Kate.